Did I commit cross-contamination inside Burger King? There may be a policy about bringing outside food, but it's not because of cross-contamination. It's because they want you to buy your coffee there. The manager was talking out their ass. They just want you to buy their coffee. I used to manage a food service establishment for a few years back in college. It's not really cross-contamination they're worried about. It's liability. The issue is closely interwoven with fear of cross-contamination, but the manager either isn't informed enough to know the difference or is lying to you with a more reductive argument they think you'll understand better. Food service laws have become pretty stringent in the last few decades. Rightfully so. A good example is alcohol. So this is based on a real case. Let's say a bowling alley has a bar, as well as an off-duty police office they've hired to monitor who's drinking. A customer that's over 21 comes up and buys a drink, gets carded and the whole 9 yards, then slinks off to the corner to give the drink to their 16-year-old friend. Even though a legal sale was made and no one working for the bowling alley saw the drink being handed off, the establishment is still legally liable for a minor drinking on their property, and legal action can be pursued if an accident were to occur. Restaurants do not want you to bring your own food and beverages into their establishments because they cannot account for the food safety of items that fall outside their own corporate practices, which includes fear of cross-contamination. Let's say the gas station's coffee machine is broken and superheats their coffee. In the process of eating your breakfast sandwich, you accidentally spill the coffee in your lap and give yourself third-degree burns. Even though Burger King didn't sell you that coffee, you and your insurance might bring a lawsuit against Burger King to cover medical costs, as it happened within their establishment. You probably wouldn't win the case, but it still needlessly ties up their lawyers. Is this a consumer-friendly practice? Absolutely not. But the Corps have paid out big in the past for their mistakes, so they try and overcorrect to protect themselves. Most restaurants have a no outside food policy. That is to say that they won't allow food from other places to be brought into their restaurant. You wouldn't be contaminating anything. But I've heard of people bringing outside food in, and then blaming the restaurant for a foodborne illness. Not sure if that's true or not. But either way, that's the policy. And reason. She just jumbled them nonsensically. Nah, she was being an asshole about it. Tweet a sob story to Burger King about how disappointed you are that you missed breakfast. That'll get corporate on her ass. As a former BK manager, you did not. You'd have to be in the kitchen spilling it onto the line or condiment well. They're probably on a no outside food, drink policy, and either A, they are saying that to more easily enforce it, or B, they were told to say that and don't know better. Managers are supposed to be Serve Safe certified, but many aren't or don't recall much of it. That's not cross-contamination. Sounds like the manager has some kind of bonus on how much coffee she moves with the breakfast crowd. Or maybe just an overall beverage attachment metric that's tracked closely in fast food. In my state, it is prohibited to bring outside food into a restaurant by the health inspector. They're really more worried about liability and getting sued. Like if you get sick from something you brought in versus something they gave you. So not exactly cross-contamination per se. Many places have a no outside food drink policy because of that. It's super annoying and they should just explain it instead of being rude about it, but it's just them covering their own ass from getting sued. I can see it as a liability issue. But unless you were in the back with the coffee while they were making food, then it takes a whole heap of steps to have cross-contamination. But again, liability. What if you burned yourself on the hot coffee? You could potentially sue the restaurant. She's just a bitch. Cross-contamination happens in the kitchen and in the storage. No, that's ridiculous. Unless you ask them to refill your used cup from their serving station. There's no cross-contamination concerns. And in that case, the most they should do is refuse to refill the used cup. Some places don't allow outside food or drink to be brought in. For various reasons, which can include, we don't want people sneaking in alcohol or drugs, as well as, we want to force you to buy our overpriced junk food. But those places should have a sign declaring the policy. And it would not generally be explained as a concern about cross-contamination. Isn't this to stop people claiming food poisoning from establishments? I dunno. Cross-contamination is when you touch raw cow beef. Like putting it on a grill and then while wearing the same gloves you grab raw chicken and toss it in a fryer. This is just one example, but I hope it helps explain. Haha. Cross-contamination, as far as food safety, is usually about bacteria from raw meats getting on other food products. Especially food products that will not be cooked to the necessary temp needed to kill the bacteria. So for instance, using a cutting board to cut raw chicken, then using the same cutting board with the raw chicken juices, and cutting up fruit for a raw fruit cup. That's just a straightforward example. Tell the manager that it's your emotional support cup. Ugh. When I worked at Arby's, my manager made me get on people about this too. Same spiel. Cross-contamination. LMFAO. Burger King is one single giant cross-contamination. TBH. LMFAO.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.